Good evening. This is Susan of the North with the Rune draw for today. I chose to go live instead of pre-record this. The first rune I drew is year. It came up reversed. It's the rune for the focused attention of the artist or the archer. I was going to say author, which I suppose that's true too, because we certainly focus when we're writing. This rune is reversed today. Instead of focus, maybe some of you have been feeling like myself, a little spacey in the mind, and I've just been doing things that I can take in information at a slow, relaxed pace because I don't know, something's coming up. This is ANSUZ. This is the spiritual rune. This is the rune for the gods, for advice from the gods, or our most direct connection with source. Sometimes I've had people in my classes draw a GAR and they ended up at the top story of the tree of life, which is Valhalla, which I find very interesting. But GAR is a rune of mystery. We don't always know what we're going to receive when we connect with the highest God. I'm often telling this story, but the warriors in ancient times used to throw a spear over the heads of their enemies, asking Odin for the victory. And for many of us, who follow the Norse way, victory is learning. It's just a love of learning and consciousness and expansion of our spirit and so much. And the final rune of today is ALGIZ, which can be read like the crown of the tree, is coming into a greater depth of consciousness. Sometimes it's necessary to take moments of unfocused daydreaming, just being present to what is, following your own inner questions. I know today I spent a lot of time exploring Teal Swan on YouTube. I had only recently come across her work, and I think she has a lot of insights. There is, of course, a lot of people who are trying to debunk her, but I watched their videos too, and I'm of the opinion that people who are trying to debunk her just are not ready for their own awakening from their own brand of Christianity or what have you. And we all proceed at our own pace in that way. So that's where I'm looking right now for that. Those of you who came into, I don't know if you're coming into the runes or you're coming into a more spiritually oriented work, there's so much relates to psychology. I mean, the word psyche itself in the Greek means soul. So we're not that far away from it. But if we are on earth to grow our souls, as I believe that we are, and the runes can help us do that, and many of us have come through the path of Reiki and other forms of hands-on healing. And when we work to heal ourselves, eventually we come to a space in our own mind where we need to, this is my opinion, strictly my opinion, but those patterns that we have in life that often act as self-sabotage or detrimental to our process are patterns from childhood that have resulted from perhaps like one of Teal Swan's videos today was on narcissism and codependency that I watched. And people in dysfunctional homes develop patterns of narcissism and codependency, different degrees for different people, but you might have a little bit of each. But these are manipulative patterns that the child learns in order to survive in that household. So like myself, maybe you developed a very fine emotional barometer in order to read the situation so that you could map out your efforts to get a more secure home for yourself. I mean, it's just that simple as that. You're a child, you want to feel safe, but in a house where there's a lot of shouting or confusion or other forms of dysfunction, it can be hard to feel safe. So I'm just going to leave that there right now. But taking time to go back in terms of the reading today, to take time to delve within yourself, to be unfocused and allow yourself some spacey spontaneity, gives yourself time to explore those arenas that you may need or still see yourself as healing from or learning from or growing from. So, on that note, this is Susan of the North wishing you good night.